Happy Friday, everyone. Here we are with another one of our Friday live streams. We have way too much fun with this stuff. Now, you may have noticed we skipped last week only because we had our Teacher of the Year announcements that we had to do, so that kind of sort of took priority over us just talking about random nonsense, which is what this show is all about. So we've got Kilian from Mad Rock, the afternoon show. We've got Alan Freemont from the morning or from the afternoon show there on KLAK, and we've got Zac Grantham, Katy Country. Checking his phone because we're not that important to him, apparently. So,
You just got dimed out, didn't you?
see, and here's the thing. You can tell that the three non-millennials on screen right now don't have their phones out, and the one millennial does have it. I'm just saying.
Here we go. Well, I'm trying to share on social media. I'm trying to create content, Dave.
How's that working out for you?
It's not working well. We're on the struggle bus here. Where's this video located?
It's moving out of control at this point.
Is this on MySpace?
Yeah, MySpace.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
MySpace, my God.
Hang on. Gotta go to that one.
So I'm going to be upfront with everybody that's watching on either the Mad Rock, the KLAK, or the Katy Country Facebook or YouTube channels that we have some work being done here in our Sherman location by our friends at Hutchins Plumbing and Air Conditioning.
We're getting a disco ball installed.
Yeah. Woo! Exactly. Yeah, but we've got them doing some work in here. So at some point during the broadcast, I may have to go and deal with that. So I'll leave it to these other three professionals beside me here to take over at that point in time.
Oh, great.
So mom and dad are home. The kids have a little ruckus.
So who wants to?
Are they going to install the disco ball like they did down here? Same one? Are we getting the same
Yeah,
one?
pretty much. Yeah. We were jealous you had one down there. We didn't have one up here. So we had
Same make, same model.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good deal.
And you may actually, they're up in the ceiling working on the AC stuff, so you may actually hear them at some point during the show. So be prepared for that. All right. So
who falls out of the ceiling behind you, Dave?
Yeah.
I think the picture's still up on social media somewhere. There's a our big window there in the Mad Rock studio. I was on the air one day and I look over and there's a guy in a lift literally outside my window, and he and I locked eyes, and it was just kind of like, hey,
hello.
How are you? Me and that guy see each other in the hallway all the time, and it's awkward.
Dude, we have birds that will just randomly decide they just want to fly into windows up here all the time, and it freaks me out.
They're trying to stop the nonsense that's going on inside those studios.
That's not really working.
I have ladybugs that show up outside my window. Just ladybugs.
Who?
Ladybugs.
Oh, okay.
Little tiny ladybugs. Yeah.
I used to have a dog named Ladybug. That didn't,
They always want to hear the Beatles. They always ask for the Beatles, but I tell them I don't play that, So
you look like a beetle.
I look like a beetle. I've been trying to get a free haircut from traffic, but they won't give me one. So
that's good.
Really? That happened, huh? So, Dave, I think you're the only person I know that's actually gone out since they lifted the quarantine a little bit. You're the only person I think I know that's gone out and gotten a haircut that I know personally. I know a lot of people have, but I think you're the only person I know personally.
I just couldn't wait. I couldn't stand it. It was just driving me absolutely bonkers. And my one feeble attempt at just trying to trim the hairs around my ears just didn't work very well. And so I was like, I've got to chance it. But it was well worth it. It's almost time since I've got it. And it's almost time to do it again, I think.
I'm telling you, this is the way to go, Dave, in quarantine. Just shave it all off.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach and I go two opposite directions. Zach just shaves all his off, and I've just stopped getting haircuts altogether. I'm just going to avoid the process completely and totally. I've been training for quarantine my entire life, folks. I don't shave. I don't cut my hair.
I was prepared for this.
I was prepared for that. I was ready for this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating. This is my lunchtime. So
what are you eating?
Thanks for setting the stream up during my lunchtime, Dave. No big deal. Glad you should ask, Alan.
Pork chops?
No, chicken tenders with potatoes. Little crock pot. Threw a little chicken tender in there for about 3 or 4 hours, and hopefully you don't forget it. And that's what we're doing. A little cayenne pepper. I like a little spice. You know how I like a little spice, don't you, Kilian?
I do. I've heard that about you. I've heard that and numerous other things about you. I believe all of them. That's the easiest one to believe.
Yes. So that's what I'm doing right now is enjoying. It's like we're at lunch. It's like we're in the school cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do pretty much the majority of the cooking, Zach?
I would say I probably do about 25%.
Oh yeah, so not even close.
Yeah, Jen, she cooks everything. She's an amazing cook, but she says she's not, even though she is.
Yeah.
But we like to grill out in the backyard a lot, so we try to save that for the weekends.
See, I'm just the opposite. I think I'm a great cook. No, I'm not, Jenny. No,
Hey.
no.
My dad told me he's given me a lot of great advice over the years, but when I first got married, he goes, if you're gonna grill something, he goes, buy extra meat just in case.
He's a wise man.
If you need 2 pork chops for you and your wife, buy 4 pork chops just in case.
Okay.
I will do that.
It works twofold because either you've got an extra when you screw one up, or you have one tomorrow.
Or you have leftovers. Leftovers are great.
Leftovers are a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Leftovers are the best, man.
But guys, we're having taco chicken tonight at Grantham Manor. Chicken breast with like a corn salsa on top. I don't know. My wife does it. All I do is just grill it and make sure the eternal temp is 165.
Did we bring a plate and a fork? Or
I was going to say, what time should we be there?
Yeah, this whole like 6 feet away, I pretty much live in an efficiency apartment. So I'm sorry. Well, I'll have to. I'm telling you, when all the restrictions lift, I got to smoke a pork butt and bring it up here, and we just pig out on it. No pun intended.
Great idea.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'll take my chances if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell
Can't
you
we?
what.
Can't we
Go
just
ahead.
bring our lawn chairs and just sit in the front yard 6 feet apart?
Yeah, it'd be like y'all look like the guys from King of the Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Sit out in the front yard. My neighbors would love it. They probably come over and hang out. 6 feet apart.
Boom hour.
Of course.
Boom hour.
Boom tower. Boom hour.
Talking about that dang old Zac Grantham.
That's what I was thinking of. That dang old internet man. Boomhauer's great.
I'll bring the
Oh, that was.
You
I'm
fall
so
over?
glad we got that on camera. That was amazing. How did you? What
I
happened
just
there?
shifted my feet and then almost fell over sideways.
It's a little after 10 a.m., Scott. What's in that coffee, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not for you to talk. That's not for you to worry about, Alan.
Little Bailey's Irish cream in there, maybe.
Yeah, little Jamesons.
Oh, Sheila, what's in your coffee?
That's the breakfast of champions.
It is the
My
breakfast.
grandfather used to say, he said, give me some coffee and put some Baileys in it, or put some Jamesons in it. Hell, just give me the Jamesons. That was by 8:30 in the morning.
I love when you impersonate your grandfather.
He was a lovely man.
You have so many great stories about him.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's that first time I hadn't seen my grandfather in probably 10 years, and I rolled up in his backyard looking like Susie Quattro. And he took one look at me and went, "Holy God, what happened to you?" And I said, "What do you mean? What's the matter?" He said, "Well, first of all, I think you're wearing makeup." I said, "No,
It was
I'm
the
not."
rock and roll, wasn't it, Scott?
Oh, it was.
rock
It
and
was.
roll.
He said, "Well, you look like your name should be Sheila, so from now on, you're Sheila."
Oh, Sheila.
I said, "Oh, okay." And I was Sheila till he died, as we all well know.
Well, we that was a joke up here at the station because we love those stories, and you would always say a little day drinking. That's funny. A little big town song there. But yeah, we'd always go, "Oh, Sheila," and it'd always be like in the month of March too, because of St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
But then we used to work with a Sheila, so we had to tell her up front, "Hey, look, we're not talking about you, so we don't want you to think that we're like, oh, Sheila, what are you doing, Sheila? We're not talking about you. We're talking about Scott's grandfather talking to
Yeah, for all
I did
intents
not
and
know that
purposes,
about
I'm
your
Sheila.
grandfather.
him."
What's that, Alan?
I didn't know that story about your grandfather as far as Sheila goes. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
okay,
Yeah, so if you ever hear Zach make that reference, that "Oh God, Sheila,"
I have.
that is a reference to the fact that until they put him in the ground from that day forward, the time I was 16 till that day forward, he called me Sheila.
Wow.
I think he forgot what my real name was. Sheila, what are you doing? Look at
Sheila.
you, Scott. Oh my God, you're beautiful.
Oh, you're-
You're beautiful.
Oh, all the time. Where's your high heels, Sheila? He was a lovely, lovely man.
My great grandfather, Uncle CY in Callisburg, would offer me like chewing tobacco, and I think I was 8 years old. And I mean, I'm talking about the hardcore stuff too, like the Red Man.
Red Man.
Yeah, like, and it was in a Ziploc bag, so there's no telling what it was.
Like your whole face turned green.
Yeah.
Man, I had an uncle. His name was Uncle Richard. This guy, he was that. You know that guy who, when he sees you, he just slaps you on the back. You know that guy.
Yep.
Those guys do that. Old country from Arkansas. This guy was like 5 years old. He used to slap the crap out of your back. Bam! I mean, it would go. My mom, every time I'd see him, I'm like, oh my gosh, go hug your Uncle Richard. No, I don't want to. I'm afraid.
Uncle Richard hurts me.
He's gonna hurt me.
I had an uncle that scared the crud out of me. His name was Bubba, and he was about 6'2" and about 700 pounds. And I'm not joking about how big this dude was. And he had the thickest, like, beer bottle, glasses and stuff. And he was I just remember being little and just kind of going up to him and him like, coming towards me and me just like going, oh my God, and like running away from, like, what is this? But he was a mechanic, and I still, honestly, I do not understand how the man got under vehicles to work on them. I don't understand. So it's not like, it's not like Big Dave here is just, I'm the only one. I'm some sort of weird thing in my family. They're all the men on that side of the family were all big guys, but I would still look tiny as I am now to what Bubba looked like.
So you don't have fond memories of Bubba?
Well, as I got older, I understood him better. I just remember being like, as a little kid, 3, 4, 5 years old, just being scared to death anytime Bubba would be at an event that I was at.
It's funny because the picture you paint of him, I'm picturing Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah. He was a really big man. He was a good guy though, but I mean, I just remember he scared the crap out of me.
Oh man.
Day drinking. I'm not day drinking. I'm still drunk from last night.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Hey, I know Janet Waitman. That's Kat's mommy.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Oh, okay.
I took a selfie with her at Walmart one time.
I don't imagine she volunteered for that selfie.
You just ran up to her and took a selfie with her?
Yeah, this was a few years ago. I think she asked me what I was doing with beer, toilet paper, and duct tape.
It was Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
Before the whole coronavirus thing happened, I always pictured myself, just so that I could instill terror and fear and terror in people. My wife would not let me do something like this, but if we were at Walmart and somebody recognized me or something like that, I'd want to like go up to them and like me go up to them and say, hey, can I get a picture with you real fast? I'm famous, just like turn the thing. And they're like, what? Yeah. Anyway, never mind.
By the way, I think your wife commented on one of these things saying you were a really good cook, Dave.
No, I think, when we were talking about,
he's an amazing cook.
You were cooking up about some, your pork butt you were going to cook for us.
By the way, I don't know why they call it a pork butt. It's a pork shoulder, but I guess it's a Boston butt is what they call it up in the Northeast.
Meat. That's all I care about. It's good meat, and I'll eat it. That's fine. Good roasted meat.
I'm the same way. I'm not real interested or even curious a lot of times about where it came from on the cow. In fact, I'd rather not know.
Hey, the price of meat's went up too. Have you guys noticed that?
No.
It has. A little bit.
No, it's unfortunate, man.
Dave had bison hamburgers one time. He let me have one, and it was so good.
I like bison.
That's some pretty lean meat there.
Yeah, it's real and is really high in iron. And by the way, I'm not drunk. It sounds like I'm drunk this morning, but I'm not. I'm having a hard time completing sentences because, what most of you guys see here at the radio station is you hear us on the air during our shows, for that 4 hours or whatever it is that we're on the air. But all of us do a lot more than that here at the radio station. So I was actually out at one of our transmitter sites last night as we had somebody climbing up the tower. And so KLAK was off the air from like 6 o'clock last night till about 2:45 this morning. So I'm out there at the transmitter site with bugs everywhere. And by the way, there is a bird in the transmitter building right now that we can't get rid of. Like it flew in there at some point while they were doing work and stuff. and we couldn't get it. We couldn't get the bird out. It's just flying around. We're gonna have a dead bird in the transit, and it's gonna stink up the whole place.
Yeah,
the bird's too stupid. The bird is too stupid to get out of the damn transmitter building because we opened the doors and I had the big giant the big broom that was hanging on the wall, and I was trying to like maneuver it so it would go outside, but it just kept going around in circles around the interior of the building, and I'm just like, fine, you stupid bird, just stay in here. And I locked him in. I don't know what else to do. I had to come to work and do my show. So
well, head on over to the Collin County Animal Shelter and get us a bird dog or something over there. And
I'm like, so that's why I'm loopy. It was a really bizarre night overall. So I don't know. So now would be a good time to ask me questions because I have no filter. # no filter.
Oh, okay. Watch for you
usually have a filter?
Yeah, imagine what it would be like now.
I didn't know you had a filter.
I told Dave this morning that I would love to have a video of him trying to shoo that bird out of the transmitter site with the music going on in the background.
With a bird would be kind of funny.
Well, yeah. It's like if I hadn't been trying to get it, the problem was I would have, and I talked with Zach about this, I would have got some video of him just flying around in there. But I was like, I had the door open. It's in the middle of the night. All the bugs are coming in because the lights are on in the building, and I'm just like, just trying to get this stupid bird out there. So I don't know, the transmitter tower crew guys that are going out there to work again later this afternoon to clean up their mess because they made a huge mess out there. I'll leave it up to them to get the stupid bird out of the building.
The more that I think about it, it sounds like you were out the transmitter site late at night drinking with a whole bunch of your buddies, and you're saying it was a tower crew.
Yes.
Left a mess. Were they boxes or were they bottles or cans? I mean, what were they, Dave? What were they? Tell me, Dave.
30-pack of Miller High Life.
The champagne of beers. I love it.
Yes. The champagne of beers.
And Scott, where were you last night?
Yeah, Scott.
I was sitting here in the backyard quietly by myself reading a book.
Hello,
Sean Burton.
Sean Burton, hello.
Hello, Sean.
Yeah, so as you see, we're able to bring people, all the folks that are watching here on the Facebook and YouTube. If you comment on either YouTube or on Facebook, we can bring it up on screen if I notice it, which I didn't notice my wife's earlier. Sorry about that.
Kind of tuned her out.
It's kind of normal. It's like my wife's doing something. Yeah, it's whatever.
Oh, gonna need to be more attentive, Dave.
I try to be, but I fail miserably.
And apparently Dave has indigestion.
Oh, I think it's just the weird hours and stuff, not getting the normal amount of sleep and all that stuff. I just can't get rid of the indigestion. It's horrible. I had my Pepto in here. And
the two of you guys doing mornings, you guys go to bed at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, don't you?
On a good day.
Yeah.
3:30.
3:30 on a good day.
Now, I think Zach goes to bed later than I do, but then he also gets here way later than I do. So
yeah, I get here about 10 minutes after I'm supposed to be on the air.
Yeah.
Jack rolls in 1 minute before, grabs the headphones.
It's usually about.
And every time he read, that's Reba, everybody. That's Reba.
Reba.
Love Reba.
Katy Country.
That's Reba.
That was funny.
You go to bed at like 6.
Yeah, between 6 and 7 typically.
Yeah, I know. I've texted Dave at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening and not gotten a response, and then gotten a response the next day saying, "Sorry, I was in bed already."
Yeah.
Sorry, I forget about that.
His response to you was like 2:45 in the morning.
Yeah, when he gets up, he gets up and sends me the middle finger, and I'm like, "Oh, what?"
Now we've done that, and we do that on purpose sometimes to some of our account executives. Whenever they'll like text us late at night about something that could wait till the next day, the guys that sell the advertising is like, "This needs to happen," whatever. And so there are times where I'll get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and see that, and I will text them right back and wake them up because that's what they did to us the night before.
Yep. And
We
plus,
love you guys.
they have it coming.
It is an organized effort from the morning shows here at Alpha Media North Dallas.
Now, I know what most people would say. Well, why don't you just turn your phone off? Well, we can't because if a problem happens with our radio stations, we get a phone call from the transmitter side, and so I have to keep my phone up all the time.
Yeah, like what happens if a bird gets into the transmitter site? I mean, somebody
It could happen.
Okay, so here's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that the next time we go out there, the bird is going to get himself or herself in some bad position around some of that equipment and will have been fried.
Oh,
That's what I'm afraid of.
Well,
I mean,
wait.
Yeah, you got to
What
think
are
about
we
it.
talking about here?
This is the radio station, transmitter, and it's a high voltage. That's what I'm thinking here is that the bird's going to fry itself.
Didn't we have an issue with a radio station we worked at a while back at AM station? Didn't we have an issue with hawks getting hurt on the wires?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
That's not uncommon at all.
Every radio station has some weird thing about out of the transmitter side. Like we had one that had snakes everywhere. We had one that had scorpions everywhere. I mean, every single one, it's just like everyone has its own little pest or rodent or something that's trying to kill you if you go out there. And of course, radio stations, they never seem to go off the air in the middle of the day like right now where it would be easy to get out there. They always have to go out late at night or like 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's when somebody's having to go out there, drive out there. And,
in a rainstorm.
Yeah, in a rainstorm up a mountain, no less.
Yeah, up a mountain. Yeah, and in a building, like you said, filled with scorpions.
Yeah.
Who do not want to rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah,
no, they don't.
That was the one in Springer. The one in Springer, the transmitter site in Springer, Oklahoma, that was the scorpion one. The snake was the one that was up on the mountain. That had snakes all the time. The one for KLAK, the problem out there is bugs and wasps specifically, and apparently birds now.
And apparently birds, yes.
Yeah.
If you get enough birds inside the transmitter building, you can take care of the wasps.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So we're working on the problem. Rick
And
West, good morning.
Rick. The one for Katy Country and Mad Rock now, the biggest issue you have out there is trying not to step in the cow dung that's out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's everywhere around there, and some, I don't know how the cows do it, but it's not like what you would expect where you would see it on the ground. It like somehow blends into the ground.
Camo.
And I always have to wear old shoes when I go out there because I know they're going to get ruined.
You said you're not sure how the cows do it. I was about to go into a biological explanation for you, but I won't.
No, don't.
Yeah, no, the blending.
Like this.
Yes.
Don't show us.
It's like they have chameleon poop or something. I don't know how that works, but whatever.
Hey, by the way, at a previous stop, I had a engineer that worked for a radio company tell me to go out to a transmitter site right after a thunderstorm, and lightning struck pretty nearby. And let's just say I had to go home and get a new pair of pants.
Yeah, that's not someplace you want to be in any kind of lightning.
I don't know why he sent me out there, but
it's called hazing.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes. Ray Baum says he worked at a station that had vinegeroon spiders and scorpions in the tower. I don't even know what vinegeroon spiders
are. What the vinegeroon spider is?
It sounds like a cookie.
I'm gonna Google it.
Are you gonna Google it?
Okay. Vinegeroon.
Figure out what that is.
It sounds like a macaroon mixed with some sort of vinegar product. I'll try it.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
It sounds like a mean spider.
Can you put the picture up?
You want to share? Do you want to share your screen?
Oh my! I'm afraid to. For Google Images here, hang on. Let's see if I can. Y'all may see yourselves for a second. Look at that!
Oh dear God!
Oh no! No!
Oh yeah!
That's a sun spider. Oh, here's a vigeroon. It looks like a scorpion spider.
No.
So that radio station would have stayed off the air. Yeah.
That radio station, we'd have had to burn that one down.
Oh gosh.
What do we have here? KXI had to install cattle panels around the support cables.
That's funny.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all. Not at all. Yeah, I think we'd have had to burn that tower down, close the radio station completely.
So if there's a problem with it, hey man, call the bird. The bird's the bird. Just call the bird.
Ray, sometimes he wished it did burn down.
I was hoping somehow that we would end up with that I could find some sort of net or something that I could have used out there to like grab the bird out. But at that point I was so tired. I was just like, screw it. I'm not even going to.
Oh my God. We have to get you a net so you can chase that bird around in there. And like Zach said, I want to hear the Benny Hill music playing in the background while you do it.
Mm-hmm. How about we send Zach in the building in a Speedo and he can get them
sold.
That's his thing. And we'll put it on social
comedy,
media.
Boys.
Yes, exactly.
That's a great idea. That's a lot of open skin, though, for things to bite and poke and whatnot.
Much.
I'm willing to put my body on the line for comedy.
That's what I like about you, Zach. You are willing
many times.
You are willing to sacrifice
my body to make people laugh.
That's greatness.
And I could put like the net like underneath like my rib roll. You know what I'm talking about? The rib fat right here, just like under roll 2 and 3, and just stick it there, and then just run around with both of my hands and.
Tower man, you'd be noticed.
This paints such a horrible image. I don't know that I'm ever going to get rid of it.
I mean, I could show you like what it would look like right now.
I'm going to just use my imagination is what I'm going to do.
Okay, all right.
Tower man.
Zane Westbrook's like, no. Oh, no.
Zane Westbrook.
Good morning, Paulo.
Show me that smile. So, are we going to go check on the bird later, or what are we doing?
This guy, Preston has an interesting idea.
By the time we're done with this broadcast here on Facebook and YouTube, we're going to have a GoFundMe page for the bird at the KLAK transmitter side. Somebody's going to
Somebody's going to set up a Facebook page for it. KLAK transmitter bird.
Save the bird. Save the bird.
Save the bird.
Bird is the word, my friends. Bird.
Yep, that's going to be the trending hashtag today across the country. Bird is the word.
KLAK bird.
Yep.
KLAK bird.
Save the
We'll get
KLAK bird.
Your brand new mascot.
This afternoon, I may interview him live on the air, so we'll find out.
Very well might.
We might see what's going on. I may have to call the transmitter this afternoon and see what's going on with the bird.
Larry should call the transmitter and somebody answers. Hello?
I'm hoping that bird answers.
Bird?
The secret hotline to the bird. To the
I hope it's not. I hope it's not the bird. We could test it. I mean, I could call it right now.
You know, we're all laughing about it now, but then Dave's going to get a call at 1 o'clock in the morning that KLAK's off the air, and there's going to be a bird through the transmitter line.
The bird chewed through a cable and fried itself and the transmitter at the same time.
What if the bird's actually trying to steal copper?
That's possible.
Have we thought about that?
Yeah.
What if he's actually trying to set up a pirate radio station?
He's locked inside. He's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere.
Anything could happen.
See if I hear.
Hey man, you got to get me out of here. Come on, you got to get me out of here. The guy left me. Get me out of here.
Oh man.
Good morning, Athena Watkins.
Hello, this is KLAK.
Yeah. So no bird. The bird didn't answer. Just the remote
Okay,
control.
that scared me to death.
Yeah, that's good.
I just said good morning to Athena Watkins, and as soon as I did, I hear hello.
Bailey's in the
How many transmitter sites do you guys have? We have 2.
We do.
KLAK has its own, and Mad Rock and Katy Country share a transmitter site.
And apparently we have 2
separate buildings, but they share the same tower.
We have 2 towers and a zoo. I guess.
Katy Country has their own bird. We have our own bird.
My bird's wearing chaps though.
Yes.
Cowboy hat.
A cowboy hat. Yes.
Your bird it's not wearing some sort of like
thong.
Yeah, well, thong or a mermaid outfit.
No. No, the station as a whole, it's a cowboy hat.
Ours is drunk and passed out in the corner.
Yellow Boy Freebird.
Freebird,
that's the theme song, Freebird. Yeah,
it's on a loop inside the tower building.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So I saw Kilian for the first time in however many weeks yesterday after my live broadcast I did up in Durant yesterday, and we started talking about like vacations and stuff. Like I've had this, I absolutely, and I'll bring the topic up here. I absolutely hate road trips. I mean, just the thought of having to drive a long distance. I'd much rather get on a plane and go somewhere and be there a short amount of time and stay someplace. But with this whole lockdown thing, I actually have an urge to go on some sort of road trip, which is like really super weird for me, just to go somewhere else. I mean, that's why whenever our friends at Choctaw invited us to be a part of that thing, I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this. I want to go someplace else. I want to be somewhere else other than just here in the studio and at my house. Those are my 2 places. I'm here or there. Those are pretty much it. So I'm just.
The destination's not really important. It's the journey at this point.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess the question is for all of you, I mean, are you planning anything? I mean, Zach, I know you did have plans and then had to redo them. So let me change the background there for something a little more fitting.
Oh, thanks. Just rub it in, Dave.
Yeah. But I mean, any new plans? Any updates? I mean, what is everybody going to do, or is everybody just going to be like, nah, not gonna bother?
Yeah, I've been wondering that too. I'm wondering if anybody's even going to attempt it. You know, like you and I were talking yesterday, Dave. I just want to get in my car and drive. I'm the same way. Yeah. I just want to go. I just want to drive. I'll drive 8, 10, 12 hours. I don't care. I just want to be moving. I want to see different things. I want to see states again. I want to see my mom again, you know? Yeah. Like I want to drive to Kansas City and drive into my mom's driveway. I told you yesterday, Dave, what I want to do right now is get off the air, get in my car, drive to Kansas City, pull in my mom's driveway, and from the driveway, just say, hi, nice to see you, love you, get back in my car and drive back to Texas.
Yep.
Just to get the heck out for a little while and do something different. But yeah, at this point, the destination is not necessarily as important as the journey itself, just getting out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Got a Dave update.
I love my son, but
I think I could do an hour with David. I'll travel with David. I'm annoying too. Me and David will just be annoying with each other.
He's not so much annoying, just he has to fill the silence.
There can't be silence.
Like, if he was on the radio, a program director would love it because I mean there's no dead air at all. There's no chance for dead air because there's never
no red light blinking.
It just never stops. Love the kid.
By the way, Dave, your kids are the kids that make me feel old, even though I don't feel old, because I remember when you hired me in Ardmore that David was 5 years old, which is Rhett's age.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, okay. This is crazy. But none of the kids make me feel like that except for yours.
You're welcome.
They were both little bitty first time I saw them. I mean, little bitty. Scares me.
Yeah, he turns 19 in July. So
wow,
that's really hard to believe.
That's crazy.
Rudy will be 21 coming up in January.
Oh boy!
I remember when Rudy was a little bitty girl.
Yeah, our original plan was we were going to take her to Mardi Gras, to New Orleans for her 21st birthday. I'm not sure that's going to work out this time.
Yeah, I heard New Orleans is considering shutting down Bourbon Street to car traffic. It's going to be all pedestrian now.
Really?
Yeah, the entire French Quarter, they're saying.
Like forever?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. They're talking about it in order to they're saying it's going to change it forever because it is such a tight crowd scene, kind of like Times Square, you know?
You know what? You've got other I mean, not necessarily just New Orleans, but anytime around Mardi Gras time, you go most places in Louisiana, you can still experience some of it. Maybe not the Bourbon Street French Quarter kind of Mardi Gras, but you can still experience some of the stuff like Hammond or one of those towns right outside of New Orleans. You could probably still go to. And
I don't know that I'm ready to take a big crowded vacation yet. You know, I don't like crowds much anyway. So but I think I'm so ready to get out, to get away.
It's like I have family that I would probably never purposely go see that I'm right now willing to go see just to go someplace and be somewhere else. And it's just, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And like,
I'm threatening to come see people.
Yeah.
I'm threatening to go see people who do not want to see me. A lot of people. Like I'm sending out messages. Hey, I'm coming to see you just to see what the response is.
Hey, that's a good idea. Buy a boat.
Of course, you know what boat means, right? Bring out another 1,000.
Yeah.
It's expensive to own a boat.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess when you do that, Faith, you basically, you
have faith.
Your vacation for quite some time now too. So, that's tenfold though, it'll pay for itself eventually. That's good.
Yeah, it's like I would never even consider going and doing like a beach house or a big house and rent it all out and have family and stuff stay. But like right now, I would almost be willing to do that.
I can't afford my house.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, like my in-laws, a lot of times they'll do that, and they've done that before, like going to places like Destin or whatever. And I'm just like, I would much rather stay in a hotel by myself with my family and then whatever. But right now I haven't seen them in so long that I'm actually missing them. And I'm like, yes, let's do that for a week. And then probably 4 hours in, I'll be like, what in the world was I thinking?
Somebody quarantine me.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
Put me back in quarantine. Well, yeah, you need a lake house, Faith. You got to have someplace to put your boat.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Oh, gross.
I couldn't resist putting that one.
You too, huh, Preston?
Zach's like,
We know something. We know something, guys.
You walk onto a beach in your silver Speedo, Preston, and suddenly you're a radio star.
Exactly.
Hey Zach, you can get Elvis's jockstrap for $36,000. It's rhinestone.
If you can't be an Elvis
Yes,
supporter,
please
be Elvis's athletic supporter if you can't.
Alan, why would you give him that idea? Did you see the light bulbs going off in his head?
I did. He's just his mouth flew open. Like, what?
No.
Guys, I already have 3 Speedos, and I barely wear them. So
I think honestly the light bulb.
Well, they're Speedos. You barely wear them. That's so true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the light bulb you just saw go off in Zach's head was, how can I sell one of my Speedos to pay for my vacation plans?
Mhm. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you could probably raise a lot of money for charity selling one of those used Speedos of yours.
Ew.
Well, yeah, you just
I don't
kind of
know.
watch it 2 or
I don't
3
think you-
times before you put it on.
I don't think you want to.
You don't want to go there, yeah.
That just made me like physically ill just thinking about it for some reason.
Hi, Kathy
Hi,
Miller.
Kathy Miller. She doesn't care about you, Alan. She only cares about Scott and David.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm gonna be like an X right here, on me there. Yeah. That's okay.
So
Hi.
Love you, Kathy.
And that other guy and Zach.
yeah,
There's 3 guys in the hippie. Yeah.
3 guys, which is a new sitcom, by the way.
Yeah, CBS.
so Alan, would you go anywhere? Do you normally do a summer vacation or anything like that?
You know what? I did. I went to Mexico last year. Went to Playa for like a week, and I
Yeah.
tell you, I'm contemplating going again. I will take the risk, man.
Did you see that the island of I think it's Cyprus in Greece is actually willing to pay any expenses if any of their tourists end up getting coronavirus, that they will pay for all of it.
Really?
Yeah, if you end up, they'll pay for all the medical care and that sort of stuff. Of course, you still have to pay for your plane tickets and all that stuff, but they're needing it so much, the tourism to come back, that they're willing.
I wrote a little piece for the Mad Rock website the other day. It's actually still on the Mad Rock site if you check it out. There's actually places that are willing to pay you to come to visit them now. Like there's actual countries that will pay portions of your airfare and portions of your hotel or whatever, just to get you as incentive to get you to come back to the country. Japan's doing it. A lot of different countries are doing it. So it's, once people do start traveling, hopefully those incentives will kind of motivate people a little bit.
Flights are cheap right now. Way cheap.
Yeah, I saw there was a casino in Vegas that the owner was actually paying people to fly to Vegas, and he said, "I don't care. We'd love it if you stayed at our property, but we don't care. We just want people there."
Yeah, money back in the economy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a very, very interesting economy in Vegas. That's a lot of money coming in there all the time, and it needs a lot of money to support it just as a whole. The infrastructure itself needs a lot of money to support it. So,
Of course, if you go to Greece, you get the coronavirus. You come back to the States, aren't you quarantined like from 14 to 21 days or something like that at that point?
Yeah.
what is the situation traveling state to state right now? Can you say get in your car and go visit people state to state, or is it still just dependent upon the state?
It's dependent upon the state or whatever. So like Florida still's got because we were looking, because I told you this yesterday, Kilian. I had gone online and I was just looking for where in the Gulf of Mexico do you start seeing blue water. That was my not the dirty like South Texas stuff, but where is it? And so I was looking at that, and they kept saying Destin, Florida, and all that. But whenever you're looking at a site like VRBO or whatever.com for the vacation rentals, it shows up there that like Florida still has a lot of restrictions in place, so you may not be able to rent these places or whatever. So it just depends on the state.
Yeah, so I assume it. Well, I don't know that we're going to do anything around here. We're gonna come sit in Zach's backyard and eat whatever he's got on the grill.
He's got the pork butt.
Yes, we're going to come nibble on Zach's pork butt, so to speak.
I love nibbling on some pork butt. You know what I'm saying?
You had to go there, Scott.
Somebody's got to go there. May as well be me.
Now I know Alan, you aren't able to partake because you are in McKinney. And Scott, I think, was out for several days. So this was a while back, but I did make some pork butt and I brought it up here, a little bit of it, and gave some to Dave.
It was absolutely delicious.
Yes. So I will have to do that again. We'll have ourselves a little potluck with pork butt.
I like it.
Hey, how come we can't have like little KLAK or like a little cookout outside your place at the station building or our building? Just a little cookout.
Yeah.
A little grill. A little George.
Hey,
grill
we
out
could go. We could go up on the roof of the One Grand Center building. That's great. That's
Oh
fun
my
times.
gosh.
My friend, you are alone on that roof.
Dave.
No rails or anything to block the fall. It's just all open.
Dave, can you share those photos on here?
Can you go to the?
Yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm telling you, I have a little bit of a phobia when it comes to the top of this building.
The top of this building, the One Grand Center building in Sherman. I don't know. I mean, it's a beautiful view, and I posted pictures up on my Facebook about it.
A beautiful view.
It is a beautiful view of Sherman.
It's a terrifying view of Texoma Parkway.
As long as you don't notice the fact that there are no rails or anything to block your 6-story fall. No big deal.
All right, so let's see. Hang on, I gotta share my screen first. My gosh, all these extra steps.
I know.
That's right.
I have even
nice things in this establishment. All right, here we go. Can you see?
Oh yeah. No.
You walk off and that's it.
That's it.
You walk off. You walk off and you're done. Yep.
That's it. That is it, Alan. There's no leaning up against the side rail like you would do it like with the ballpark in Arlington or anything and look down. You just all of a sudden you take a wrong step, boom, splat, you're done.
Hey man, the Grand Canyon is like that too. Mm-hmm. You just walk right off the edge and then you're done.
No, I'm good. I'm totally good here. And it freaks me out. I went up there one time and I was like, nope, not doing it. And now sometimes I'll even find myself thinking about being at the edge. And I'll all of a sudden start like hyperventilating. I can't even say it because I like start getting all so worked up and stuff. I'm just like, oh my goodness, and I start like breathing heavily.
Why would you want to go up on the roof for any reason?
It was because of the air conditioning work that we haven't done. It's like with the AC units up on the roof, and so I had to take the tech up there to do that. And I avoid the roof as much as possible. But you have to admit, if you get past the non-railing part, the view of Sherman on top of the building is amazing.
It's a fantastic place to have a barbecue.
But then the vertigo kicks in, and then you're scared and crying over right in the middle.
Yeah, you got Old Settlers Park over here.
You can flip those burgers right off the roof to down below to the people.
The worst part of it, though, is that just because of the way the building is built and everything, that when you're stepping on the roof, it feels like it's giving away underneath you. It's just kind of like this vinyl material that's wavy and and it moves with you, and so you don't know. That's why I would never get anywhere close to the edge because I'm afraid that I'd hit one of those and trip, and you'd have a big Dave splat in the parking lot.
There you go, Kilian. There's an.
Well, you want to make sure your shoes are tied in that roof, then. Golly.
What was that, Zach?
I said, there's your idea for the 5 o'clock big block. You asked for permission for this photo and then songs that make you feel like you're living on the edge. And then we'll Photoshop like a picture of you like in the clouds.
You're putting a whole lot more effort into it than I do.
I mean, I'm telling you, I'll be laying down to take an old man nap in the afternoon, and for some reason, I'll start thinking about being on top of that building, and I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm. Yeah,
you're not getting me on that building, period. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. So kudos to the AC guys that go up there and deal with that stuff all the time. Because I have putting Christmas lights on my house.
I don't like putting those up either. Nope. I don't have my own height.
Section, though, At what point did the Sherman inspectors go, oh, this building looks good. We're good to go.
Yeah. Yes, that's the 1970s for you. I mean, the building itself looks like the way it's designed looks like it's about to tip over at any moment.
Yeah, looking out our window in the studio is strange enough anyway. With the way it tilts inward is kind of odd anyway.
Which you can see behind me as it tilts behind me there. Yeah,
it kind of tilts out.
Yeah.
Which you find yourself wanting to just kind of lay your body on those windows and look out, but no, don't do that.
Oh,
I've never done that. So
this is Rock Show.
Hey! Hello.
Yeah, I'm not. You're not getting me on that roof. In fact, there is no way. I don't like those windows in the studio. I'll be honest with you. I don't like looking out those. They make me nervous. I can't do high places. Period.
Totally
Can't do it. No. Well, you were talking about the Grand Canyon, Alan. I had such a weird reaction to the Grand Canyon. When we got there, you know how you walk up a hill basically in order to get there. You're walking forever up this hill to get to the canyon, which seems weird, right? You're like, wait a minute, I'm trying to get to a hole in the ground, so I'm walking uphill.
Yeah.
Seems odd to me. But I got to the top of this hill and I almost passed out when we got to the top of the hill. Not from walking, from the sheer size of it. It was absolutely overwhelming to the point where somebody who's terrified has a
you don't want to be there if you're
phobia of heights.
Yeah,
it will absolutely make you want to pass out. And it took my breath to the point where I had to turn around and walk back down the hill a minute and get my breath and then come back up and do it slowly. I had to do the Grand Canyon at a very, very slow pace.
And you see these big gigantic vultures out there. Remember the vultures?
Yes.
Bigger than man himself.
Yeah. Oh man. We've got some pictures where, my little girl she was little at the time. It's just right up by the edge. And it literally still looking at them now freaks me out, makes me nervous. I start sweating looking at the pictures. I was basically in a cold sweat the entire visit to the Grand Canyon. It was awesome.
Yeah, I want to go to the Grand Canyon.
I was excited to go see the big crater when we drove to Vegas one year, the big giant meteorite crater that was out there. And we sat out there. My wife and I, Danette and I, got into one of the biggest fights we've ever had in our entire marriage during that, because it didn't open for I think 3 hours. We got there really early and it didn't open for 3 hours. And we just got into this big, massive fight about it. It's I wanted to see, I had seen it in Starman, the movie, and I'd seen it in all these other movies and TV shows. And dang it, I was going to see this gigantic hole in the ground, whether they liked it or not. And our kids were little at the time. And so they're just wanting to go. They're bored out of their minds, right? They want to go do something. They want to get moving or whatever. And I'm like, no, I've got to see this gigantic bowl in the ground. It's necessary. Anyway.
You all Clark Griswold, like a Wally World?
I think I'm sure she could probably tell the story better than I can, because I blocked out all the bad things I've ever done. But I remember I threw something, or she threw something, we got out of my truck and threw something at I just the camera or something, or the film. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember that as.
So somewhere in that crater is your camera?
No, because you couldn't even get up close to it. You couldn't even go up to where it was. You were outside this, going up to Area 51 or something, and you're stuck outside the fence until somebody comes and opens it up, and she's just like, well, you need to get on the road and get home. No, I'm going to see this stupid hole in the ground.
Did you ever get to see the hole?
I did get to see the hole in the ground, and I was happy that I did, and she forgave me, I'm pretty sure of, I think.
Well,
she'll remember it.
Yeah, she will definitely remember it. She'll have to remind me.
What's that big bridge in Colorado? Is it the Royal?
Yeah. Royal Gorge. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's that's a little high in the air. I don't know if y'all know that or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I thought everything in Colorado was high.
Well,
oh come on, you gave me a perfect setup.
And then they got this little bitty car on a zip line that they're like, hey, you can go over this and look down. And I'm thinking, there's no way. I mean, seriously, it looks this big. It's it's.
Yeah. Yep. Danette says she broke her camera over that damn hole.
Yeah. I guess she threw her camera being mad at me or something. I don't remember.
My dad was famous. My dad was like the Clark Griswold of the Midwest. He took us on these crazy vacations when we were kids. One year he got a pop-up camper. You remember pop-up campers?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We got a little pop-up camper, and we had a 1970 Volkswagen Bug. And we packed 4 of us, all of our luggage and everything into a 70 Volkswagen Bug and put that camper trailer on the back of it and drove from Wichita, Kansas to what Zach's talking about, the Royal Gorge in Colorado. But my dad thought it would be a great idea to drive up Pikes Peak in a 1970 Volkswagen pulling a camper trailer. And it took about 4 hours at 15 miles an hour while that thing just barely made it up there. I'm relatively sure that vacation is why my parents were divorced almost immediately.
Danette's got a good story about whenever she went up there with her sister who was pregnant with one of her kids at the time, and how she was like bawling or crying because she was afraid they were going to die and all this stuff. And, you know, just going up the whole thing. And just every time I hear that story, she tells it, I can't help but laugh.
It's daunting. It still makes I don't remember it to this day, but looking at the pictures from when I was a kid, I was like, why did he allow this to happen? What was wrong with that man? That's just good quality parenting right there. And then they closed me up in the pop-up camper because they forgot about me. You wonder what's wrong with me.
Have y'all ever done the Route 66?
That's how we got to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I've
always thought about
it from Oklahoma to Vegas.
Yeah, I should do that. That's one of those things I always should get to it. You know, never have. Just because I don't like road trips. Maybe now's a good
days and drove from Oklahoma City to Las Vegas all the way through, taking most of old 66.
So the drive from here to Vegas is just so painfully long.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you go up through Amarillo or if you go Oklahoma City over. It's just like a whole lot of nothing. You just see
painful until you get to until you get through
Mexico.
And basically until you get to Vegas, it's not worth the drive. Honestly, it's
like Albuquerque's there whenever you go through it, and so it gives you a little bit of a respite from the whole lot of nothing. But that is kind of nothing.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon area is a great drive, but if you could just get rid of all the points between Texas and the Grand Canyon, you're good to go.
Hey, Kilian, I got some audio for you.
Oh no!
Don't copyright.
And this here's our pride and joy. Snot.
We name it.
Yeah, we named him that because he's got this sinus condition.
I got you.
You roll over, you let Clark rub
Roll
your
over and then I can start to scratch your belly.
Now you roll over and you let Uncle Clark scratch your belly, Zach.
I think you were the one that put that audio on this computer.
I believe I am, yes.
So around Christmas or, sometime in July, whenever I just want to randomly play it on the radio.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you. I don't blame you a bit.
Oh my God.
The last few times that we've done this, we've done one of these streams, we've gone way too long. So we're going to try to limit this week to about an hour, and we're at 52 minutes as we are right now. So last topic. Yeah, last things you want to talk about. Like the one thing I wanted to bring up specifically was something that's happening. It was supposed to happen on Wednesday, but couldn't because of the weather. The rescheduled SpaceX and NASA mission launch. It'll be the first time since 2011 since we're sending somebody from American soil up to the International Space Station. I've always been a big space nerd, and in fact, my plan is tomorrow, if the weather's good enough, I'm actually going to try to do one of these streams on my own Facebook, just having that video from SpaceX up on one side, me and just talking about it, because I've always been, obviously I've always been too fat to be an astronaut, but I've always enjoyed space and stuff like that, so.
Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?
Exactly. Aren't you a little too fat to be an astronaut? Because I can just imagine those G's hitting me, and I'd be like, I'd come up looking like some sort of Jabba the Hutt mutant or something. It was done with me, just,
I know. I'm excited about it. It's going to be cool. Casey, my daughter, is really, really psyched about it. She was really disappointed that it didn't happen.
So how is the weather tomorrow in Florida?
Yeah, I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like, but hopefully it'll be better.
Well, all of my friends in Florida were posting. I just saw it on Instagram and Facebook and all kinds of stuff earlier that my friends in Florida are saying the sun is trying to murder them right now. So I'm guessing that the sun is shining and it's nice in Florida right now. So hopefully that'll hold.
But it's cool. And the space suits, they're so minimalist compared to the stuff you used to see at NASA all the time. I mean, it's just all about function over what it looks like, and even the rocket itself. It's cool that people are excited about space travel again.
Yeah.
And this is helping with that.
Well, it's because people want to get the hell off the planet.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah.
We're like, how do we get out of here? Have you noticed that the spacesuits they're wearing are less bulky and invasive than what they're proposing that we wear to concerts?
I noticed that, yeah.
Yeah. What they want us to wear to concerts looks like something from a 70s sci-fi movie.
I love it.
Hey, what if we get Def Leppard, we put them in a rocket, we fly them to the moon, and they hold a concert?
Only playing their song Rocket.
Exactly.
They just have to play that song over and over again?
Or Armageddon it.
Well, wouldn't we also have to send Elton John up there, the Rocket Man? We had to send
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting straight up there. We're all performing all the space
And there's
stuff.
a few others we could send up there, not for any other reason other than just to get rid of them too.
David Bowie.
Yeah, we can send all kinds of people. Yeah, I think it's a plan. Start working on that.
Okay.
I was
Was it
going to
on
go Saturday
Saturday?
on the show and request Rocket by Def Leppard, but then that thing didn't happen. So
Yeah. Hey, what
We
time
also-
is this supposed to happen tomorrow, Dave?
I meant to look that up before I got in here. It's like tomorrow afternoon, but
Well, I think we should make sure that Rocket Man is playing on Mad Rock when it happens.
Yeah.
I think it's 2:22 our time.
I'm excited.
2:22 allegedly.
Allegedly.
22?
2:22, I believe it said. Yeah,
Huh.
allegedly. Our time 2:22.
So is that their time or our time?
Our time's 2:22.
You're such a pain. This is why we can't have nice things.
Ah, look.
This is wrong.
221. Oh, 222 yet. Okay.
2:22. Yeah.
That is a very odd time.
It's a very strange time.
That's like me saying on a scale of 17 to 34, do you like food? You know? Well,
Yeah,
it'd
but
be
see, it's
34.
smart. See, that's a total Elon Musk kind of thing, though, because that's one of those that you would remember it. You know, you can say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4:30, or whatever, and you might forget that. But somebody says 2:22, you're not going to forget that.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk is such a weird dude that 222 represents something. I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It has. There's a
supposed to.
meaning.
Wasn't it supposed to be like 3:31 or 3:33 or something on
Yeah.
Wednesday?
There's got to be a mathematical reason for it. It's such
And they
a.
were saying something about, I think, those controls up there. I think it's all touch screen, like just touch stuff now.
It looks like,
That's
and I
all.
loved this. I was watching, so on my computer when I was about ready to go, I was watching on my TV. I was watching the Discovery Channel, who had like special stuff going on. Then I was watching the SpaceX thing, and up on the Discovery Channel, they were talking about how the inside of this module pretty much looks like a Tesla, like the touch screens and the seats, and it all looks exactly like a regular Tesla car. Yeah.
Really? That's
I
interesting.
mean, I was watching SpongeBob and flipped it over there on CNN and didn't happen. I put it back on SpongeBob and moved on with my day.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed, though, that this is tomorrow afternoon because I was really looking forward to watching the 2007 PGA tournament, you know, because,
Well, you know,
I mean, it's going to be really hard for me to turn that off to go watch a rocket launch. I mean,
both are once in a lifetime opportunities. Yes.
yeah, it'll be tough.
I think you're making fun of me, Zach. I just feel like you're making fun of me.
No,
I feel like that was a dig.
not at all.
Because I'm that guy.
No, not at all.
God, did you see the 2012?
I just miss baseball.
Hey,
That's
speaking
funny.
of sports, so they're talking about, that if the season does start, like with football and maybe basketball, there, nobody in the stands, right? So they're going to have to pipe in maybe some sort of crowd noise or something, especially basketball, because they were talking about that the language could get a little colorful.
The
Because-
referees?
Yeah, the referees are
Yeah.
talking about that.
I read that.
I
Yeah.
think what they should do is pipe in elevator music while they're playing basketball.
Oh my God, brilliant.
Muzak.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Get some of that Muzak up there.
Yeah,
Yes.
music while they're playing basketball.
Officially licensed Muzak.
Yeah.
I love
All right. Well,
it.
we've got about a minute and a half before we hit 60 minutes here. So, Alan, Kilian, what do you guys have coming up for your shows today? Do a little preview, little tease.
We've got the Friday edition of the 5 o'clock Big Block today, brought to you by Texoma Physical Medicine, which is always fun because it's a Friday free-for-all. Honestly, I'm not lying when I say it's a free-for-all every day. It's pretty much just up to them what we do every day anyway, but that's always my favorite part about Friday. Friday is always a big, fun afternoon. So tune in, get on the air, make your requests. Let's have some fun.
Here's
Okay.
my request: Space Oddity.
You got it. Done.
Yes. Since you won't
How
play
about you, Alan?
basketball, play Space Oddity.
So, Alan, what about your show?
Well, my goal today, everyone, is try to keep it no dead air, and I may or may not call the bird today. So I'm still thinking about calling this bird, the KLAK bird. I may tweet him and see what he says.
Tweet him.
Tweet
I
him.
see what you did
KLAK
there.
Bird Twitter account.
It all just came together.
Is that kind of like
Perfect.
Save the Silver Buffaloes, Dave?
That is exactly Save the Silver Buffaloes, which
know
let's
what?
talk about that next week, shall we? Or you'll be off. We'll talk about it the week after that.
Yes.
Greatness. All right. Well, we're going to wrap up a few seconds early here. So bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Thank
Have
y'all.
a good weekend.
Good to see you guys.
Jazz hands.